Looking down at your phone for too long, accelerated cervical spine degeneration. Do you often find yourself hunched over your phone, scrolling endlessly through messages, watching videos, or reading news? Do you look down at your screen while waiting for the bus, during meals, or even when lying in bed? If you're over 60 and still doing this every day, you might be slowly destroying your cervical spine, and you don't even know it. This isn't just about neck pain. This is about something much more dangerous, early degeneration of your cervical spine, which can lead to chronic pain, poor posture, numbness in your hands, balance problems, memory decline, and even increased risk of falls and brain fog. Let's break this down simply. The human head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, but when you tilt your head forward at just 45 degrees to look at your phone, the pressure on your neck multiplies up to 49 pounds. That's like strapping a heavy suitcase around your neck and carrying it for hours. Now imagine what that pressure does to an aging spine, where discs are already drying out, muscles are weakening, and bones are losing density. It's a silent trap. One with a tech neck position, a posture that slowly destroys. The longer you stay in a forward head posture, the more damage accumulates. This is especially dangerous for older adults whose spinal support structures are already compromised. When you're 65 or older, your intervertebral discs, the cushions between your spinal bones, have already lost hydration. They're less flexible, more brittle, and prone to wear. And every extra pound of force you apply with poor posture speeds up this breakdown. Over time, this creates micro tears, misalignments, and even small herniations. You may start feeling stiffness in the morning, a nagging ache behind your neck, tension in your shoulders, but then it progresses, tingling in your hands, trouble gripping things, maybe even dizziness when standing up. Some older adults develop what's called cervical spondylotic myelopathy, a condition where the spinal cord is compressed, leading to serious neurological issues. And here's the cruel part. Because it happens slowly, most people don't notice until it's too late. You tell yourself, maybe I just slept wrong. Maybe I'm just aging. But the real reason might be right in your hands, the phone you've been staring at for hours every day. You don't need to give up your phone, but you must change how you use it. Bring it up to eye level. Set reminders to stretch your neck every 30 minutes. Use a stand when reading or watching. And if your neck already hurts, start gentle mobility exercises. Don't wait for it to go away on its own, because it usually doesn't. 2. Cervical pressure equals brain fog, memory loss, and more. Think neck strain is just a local issue? Think again. Your cervical spine is directly tied to blood flow to your brain. There are key arteries, vertebral arteries, that run through your neck. When your neck is strained or misaligned due to prolonged bending, it can restrict these blood vessels, leading to reduced oxygen and nutrient delivery to your brain. What happens then? You start forgetting things more easily. You feel more fatigued during the day. You may even feel a slight heaviness in your head or find it hard to concentrate. Some older adults report feeling dizzy or lightheaded, especially when changing positions. This isn't just aging. It could be a vascular issue caused by bad posture, and it builds slowly, a few hours here, a few hours there. Day after day, week after week, you chip away at your brain's ability to function at full capacity. The solution is not complex, but it takes discipline. Sit up straight, elevate your screen, avoid lying down while using your phone, and most importantly, start strengthening your neck muscles. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference in blood flow and spinal support, because once damage sets in, recovery becomes much harder. 3. Hunched posture. Doesn't just hurt the neck, it alters the entire spine. What many people over 60 don't realize is that your neck is not an isolated system. Your entire spine is a chain. When one link goes out of alignment, the rest begins to follow. Prolonged looking down at your phone causes the neck to curve unnaturally forward. This leads to what doctors call kyphotic posture or hunchback. Over time, this rounded spine causes shoulder tightness, reduced lung capacity, poor digestion, and even changes in your center of gravity. You may start to notice you're leaning forward when you walk. Your balance feels off, climbing stairs becomes harder, and your chest feels compressed. For older adults, these changes can accelerate frailty. You might lose confidence in your walking ability. You become more sedentary, and that leads to muscle atrophy, even increased risk of falls, which are one of the top causes of death and disability in seniors. All of this from something that seems so harmless, just checking your phone a few times a day. Here's a truth that's hard to swallow. Your posture is your nervous system's language. Bad posture sends a message to your brain. I'm not safe, I'm not stable. And your brain responds by becoming more reactive, more anxious, and more fatigued. Want to reverse it? Start by reclaiming your posture. Chin tucked slightly in, shoulders back and relaxed, phone at eye level. Practice wall standing posture for 2 minutes daily. You'll feel taller, clearer, and more grounded because your nervous system finally feels supported again. 4. Painkillers won't fix posture, they just delay the collapse. Another danger for older adults is this. When neck pain comes, the first instinct is to reach for painkillers. You pop an ibuprofen, you feel better. You go back to using your phone, and the cycle continues. But the root cause, postural strain and discompression, remains untouched. Painkillers don't correct posture, they just numb the alarm bells. And what happens when you ignore the pain long enough? Degeneration accelerates, discs collapse, nerves become pinched. Suddenly you wake up one day and realize you can't turn your head to one side, or your arm tingles every time you sit. Or worse, you develop chronic nerve inflammation that no pill can fix. This is not about fear, it's about urgency. Every day you delay addressing your posture is another day of compounded stress on your cervical spine. Instead of masking pain, try neck retraction exercises, gentle chin tucks, or resistance band stretches. See a physical therapist for an evaluation. And most importantly, limit your screen time to no more than 30 minutes at a time without a break. Set a timer if you have to, because your future mobility depends on what you do today. The real risk, permanent neurological damage. Here's what's most alarming and rarely talked about. Severe, prolonged pressure on the cervical spine doesn't just cause pain. It can lead to irreversible damage to your spinal cord. This is called cervical myelopathy, and it's far more common in older adults than most people realize. Symptoms can begin subtly: difficulty with fine motor skills, buttoning shirts, writing, shuffling when walking, trouble balancing, even on flat ground, a strange sense of clumsiness. Left untreated, this condition can lead to full loss of hand strength, constant numbness, even paralysis in extreme cases. And once the spinal cord is compressed enough, surgery may be the only option, and outcomes in elderly patients are less predictable. But it doesn't have to reach that point. The body's resilient. Even in your 60s or 70s, you can rebuild neck strength, improve posture, and reduce inflammation if you act now. Start with awareness. Pay attention to how often you're looking down. Use voice commands instead of texting. Place pillows behind your back when sitting. Do 5 to 10 neck mobility drills before bed. Protect your spine like your life depends on it, because in a very real way, it does. You don't need to fear your phone. You don't need to throw away technology, but you do need to use it with respect for your spine, your brain, and your long-term health. Posture is not just about looking good. For older adults, it's about staying sharp, mobile, and independent. So next time you catch yourself hunched over your screen, ask, is this worth the strain on my spine? Is this moment of convenience worth a future of pain? Then lift your head, straighten your back, and choose long-term vitality over short-term habit.